in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Hey, it's John Marks. Growing up here, I know that the fans get the last word. The fans have spoken, and real Philly sports fans love the BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app. It's the only online casino and sportsbook app that I recommend. 24/7 live casino action. Join me now and download the BetParx app, and all your favorite casino games are right at your fingertips. Plus, you can bet on the Pro Football Conference Championships this weekend and bet on all your favorite sports. Philly hoops, Philly hockey, college basketball, and more. Odds, bets, slots, and games right in your pocket. Play the hottest online slots or play blackjack, roulette, baccarat, or Texas Hold'em with a live dealer right on your phone. Get winning on the BetParx app. It's so simple. New users, join me right now. Just download the app and get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're not a winner in your first 24 hours. Details on the BetParx app or at betparx.com. New users only. Casino bonus must be wagered. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to with Billy and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. The locker room with Billy Schwein. My agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, is with us today. Former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and of course our good friend Josh Hennig. So you and I are reunited. We haven't worked together in about a month and a half.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, we have we got to give a shout out to Nick Earnshaw on Saturday, Danny Ryan on Sundays. Yeah. They've been doing a great job with you in the locker room, and I'm when you call me when you need me. That's the function I have.
We're giving him the weekend off, Grimes.
I love it.
All right, let's talk about the Radio Row and the hype. Dave, you played in the NFL. Obviously, there's a lot of distractions just being a player. But can you imagine the Super Bowl, the level of hype and distraction that the players have to deal with?
This has everything to do with why I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. They are built for that. They are built with every single game. Now, I went out to the Chargers game this year, and with the whole hype around, you know who? I don't want to say it. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But like, you can
that's right. You can say it.
Yeah. You could have just said Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce and Swift and Mahomes is the greatest. You know, this place is like, I've been to, Lank.
Right.
You go to Kansas City Stadium, it is the center of the world to them, right?
Right.
To the players don't know the difference.
They only have two sports. Right?
Yeah, that's it. Baseball,
football. That's it.
And they're right next to each other. But anyway, so the hype is why I believe this is going to favor greatly the Kansas City Chiefs.
I take that off the table. I saw a stat the other day that the defense for Kansas City is putting up numbers like the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the reason I think they're going to win.
Chiefs were second in the NFL in points allowed per game this year.
So the spread right now is 1.5. The Chiefs are giving the 49ers 1.5. I thought it might be a little bit more because of the experience, like you just said.
Well, it opened. So the Niners are open at 2.5. Was
Right.
the original number in those books.
Down to 1.5.
And certain books it's whittled down to 1.5. So some books still have it -2 for the Niners.
Want to hear a weird stat too? I just learned Patrick Mahomes has never lost in an indoor stadium.
Is that right?
Yep, never.
And
it feels like a fake stat.
He beat the Eagles. Beat the Eagles last year on a broken foot, in my mind.
Yeah. So you're talking about a guy that's built for this atmosphere. He's trying to prove that he's the best of all time. I think he purposely had a season this year with subpar receivers like Tom Brady did. He said, I could do this without the receivers, dude. Give me some 5th round, 6th round draft picks, whatever. I'll make it work. I think rookies.
So hold on, Dave. Are you suggesting that the reason why the Chiefs offense was so sluggish this year is because it took them all year to get running?
This is my speculation. But I would say if you're trying to prove that you're the best of all time, which he constantly is, it's either you and Brady or you and Brady, right? So he goes, Brady did it with no receivers. He just did it, right? And he goes, and way under the salary cap. He goes, give me some bad receivers. So people that drop the ball all the time, give me those guys, and I'm still going to get to the Super Bowl.
They got the best running back, Pacheco, in my mind. They got the best tight end.
You think Pacheco is better than McCaffrey?
Yeah,
I think it's a push.
Actually, yeah.
I'd have to give the edge to
That's like asking me if Kittles is better than Kelsey, right? Same thing. I mean, they're both the 2 top tight ends. They're both the 2 top running backs.
I think McCaffrey's better than Pacheco. I mean, I know Pacheco's a violent kid and he's a great dude. I know his whole story because I covered him in high school.
Right.
Let me ask you,
McCaffrey's the better receiver, better hands.
let me ask this question: who stays healthier out of those two running backs?
Pacheco's only played for what, 2 years?
Yeah, the best ability, Grimesy, is availability.
Well, so you say the past 2 years. This kid's been in the Super Bowl the past 2 years.
Well, his team has been.
Well, he's been their running back.
Right. But he didn't start at the beginning of last year, the rookie year.
love it.
He still had to earn his job.
The thing with McCaffrey is, and I love Pacheco too. I love how he runs. The thing with McCaffrey is how he plays out in space with catching the ball.
Mhm.
If you see him run routes and everything, he runs his routes. And I talked to Terry Bradway about this. You got to see him as a route runner.
Right.
He just practices with the receivers. Running back practice is a lot of just reaction to what's in front of you, right? So he goes out and just runs the routes with the receivers. And if you watch him run a route, he's highly effective. Comebacks, slants, digs, all kind of stuff that you don't normally have a running back do.
But really
That's why
quick,
he's so
isn't
good.
part of that because of who his father is?
Yes, his dad also broke his leg in a game like I did. And when I was in the hospital, he called me and said,
Ed
"You're gonna
McCaffrey.
make it."
is that
Ed
right?
McCaffrey called and said, "Hey, you're gonna be make it back." So I know the McCaffrey. Well, I just know him because of that.
When I see that new commercial that he's in, where they have two guys with the same name. One's Joe Average, but his name is McCaffrey. Have you seen that commercial?
No, I haven't.
Guy's out of shape. Looks like me. He's out of shape. He's a little overweight, and he's got a headband on. He's sweating and everything. There's McCaffrey, but he's just chiseled out of stone, right? and they're doing like drills, and McCaffrey's not even breathing heavy. This old man's like sucking wind. But these guys are tip-top shape, man. You got to be if you're playing in the NFL, right, Dave?
Yeah,
Could you imagine if they had Tyreek Hill? It's the Chiefs.
I think he didn't want him. I'm
just saying.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if they had
you
them?
could imagine.
Oh my God!
Well, it's funny you said that, Dave, because Tyreek Hill said this past year that he always felt like he was an outsider because of Mahomes and Kelsey's relationship. He's like, I
He
didn't
wanted to be the star.
he wanted to be part of the inner circle,
Right.
and that apparently Hill. I don't know if Hill might have been facetious a little bit about the. He's like, I never got called over for a barbecue, but Travis did, kind of thing. And
He did. I think that I've been in that locker room too. Everybody's cool with each other. Some guys are a little more Southern,
Yeah.
and some guys are a little bit more Hollywood. You know what I mean? And they're like, and I think Tyreek Hill was a little more Southern and had a few.
Good old boy.
He beat up his kids a little bit. He beat up his girlfriend a little bit. I don't
Right.
want to hang out with him.
Right.
I don't
right,
really want to associate with
Right,
that guy. A great
right,
football player,
Right.
but he got in trouble in college. And
well,
it's-
listen, if that's Pat's mentality, he needs to have a conversation with his dad then, because his dad can't stay out of trouble.
Did he just get a DUI?
He just his third DUI,
Yeah.
oh,
and he had to get bailed out of jail,
and his brother too.
and his
brother's
brother's a
mess, too.
dumpster fire. Yeah, so I mean, if he's worried about Tyreek Hill, and what's the old saying? Don't judge a man.
People
You take
glance
the mote
out.
out of your own eye.
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
I'm just speculating, but I
Well-
wouldn't want to hang out with him. But I do think he's a phenomenal football player.
Well, I got to tell you, being at Radio Row, you get to, hobnob and rub elbows with a lot of great players. And most of these guys, Grimesy, they're still in great shape. I interviewed Eric Swan. Guy looks like he can still play. He's 53 years old. I mean, he's a
Absolutely.
huge dude. And
Yeah.
it was pretty cool just to be in and around that whole atmosphere to see, Steve Young. I saw Dan Marino, Joe Montana walking around, Deion Sanders. These guys they're all really in good shape still. Gronkowski was
Yep.
there. I mean, it was a who's who. It was a lot of fun.
I looked up Dante Hall's Instagram, and he had a big picture out there too. And he's had a resurgence. He has a little show on the NFL Network called
Yeah.
Dante's Inferno. I try to get in touch with him this week, so don't get offended. I didn't hear back from him, and I normally hear right back, and that would kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But he's very busy. And as a matter of fact, when the last time when I spoke to him, it was at the Chiefs. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he was like, he's got a really electric personality, and there was a lot of celebrities there for that. Old people people that I didn't even see when I was playing. Christian Okoye.
Right.
I met Christian Okoye. I was so excited to meet him. My roommate in college is Nigerian. Had a picture of Christian
Nigerian
Okoye.
nightmare.
Yeah.
He was
Remember
good.
that?
So-
he was good.
I wasn't starstruck often, except for I would have if I saw The Rock, if I saw Christian Okoye or something like I was
Talk
excited.
about staying in shape. How about
Yeah,
Klemic?
come on, Klemic. I mean, he could probably still he could probably still run a sub 4.40 now.
By the way, I saw that race. I did watch that race. You and Dante. That was close.
How much did you win from him?
We put up game checks. I got his game check. That's all. But it was a good. It was more than my whole signing bonus and my first check. So I was like, he was making a lot more money than I was, but we both put up game checks. So I was like,
wow.
I had a lot more to. But he's so alpha. He can't like say no to it. Let's put an even number. He's like, no, I got it. No matter what. He just. That's
so
what
let me real quick. Let's just. I want to talk briefly about the Eagles. Your perception with Jalen Hurts. Everybody says he might have been injured this year. Any word? He hasn't. We haven't heard of any operations that he's going under. So, what do you think the problem with Jalen Hurts was? Was it coaching? Was it? Was it just a soft junior
1,000
jinx or something?
No, 1,000% coaching. They didn't put him in. They didn't put him in the right schemes. That's my personal opinion.
Josh, I know we talked about this in Vegas on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, but Britton Covey, who Dave, he made some comments.
Comments that were blown out of proportion by a Philadelphia radio station
Right.
and a show host who should know better. He used to play in the NFL.
Right.
And frankly, if I was Britton Covey, I would smack him in the face because they took his words out of context.
But Lane Johnson almost echoed the same thing. He was like, the coaching was they threw Brian Johnson into a situation that maybe he wasn't ready for.
It was a no-win situation.
Right.
Listen. I mean, Baker Mayfield's another example. I mean, look how well he played this year in a different scheme.
By the way,
you mentioned Lane Johnson. For those who don't know, this is what Lane Johnson actually said on the Dan Patrick Show.
I feel like really after the 49ers game where, it's kind of them dismantling us, I felt like teams kind of piggybacked off that. So I don't know if it was something we were doing with our scheme wise. Maybe the teams were on to what we were running, but it was a lot more difficult than what it needed to be because you've seen what the offense has been, and then you see that stretch.
See, I appreciate that when guys give us information, give us something, not just the generic company line. Like I interviewed Devontae Smith.
So really,
I asked him a little bit about they wouldn't,
really quick. So Dave, when you hear a player say that, what does that say to you?
Yeah, like it's funny because like if you're taking anything, if you like Lane Johnson's a pretty like
straightforward
guy. And like anything time you take a player's comments off the record or like if you're on the record there, I don't know. Like I just think this whole season I'm going to listen to this comment. I think the whole thing came down to them not trusting their coaching staff a little bit. And then I also thought totally that Jalen Hurts being friends with AJ Brown hurt him reading progression.
And he's friends with Brian Johnson too. I mean, they've worked together for some time.
I think that nepotism hurt.
Well, let me ask you a question then, because they didn't have this problem in 2020. The offense was, streamlined. They scored 3 less points per game this year than last year. So why was AJ Brown's friendship with Hurts the problem in 2023, but not 2022?
Because this year, A.J. Brown was looking to run. He wanted 2,000 yards. He wanted to be the best receiver in the league. And before, he was just happy to be here and be, productive. And now he's like, you got to feed me. I'm telling you, this is my thoughts. If I had to look from the outside, but I'm like a player,
right? I
would go, and you could see it. He really wasn't like making all his reads later in the season when he was hurt. Devontae Smith got all the balls, whatever. And so it was like, and the offense looked a little more cohesive.
Well, see, here's what I observed. Leading up to the first couple of games, AJ was complaining on the sidelines. Then the next 5 games, he had like 100-yard plus games with numerous double-digit catches, right, receptions, and then it just stopped, and then all the balls seemed to go to Devontae Smith. I think that maybe there was a little bad blood going on there, but the play calling was generic too. Look at all the screen passes they threw. You know what I mean? That's not the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
we brought up this one point that they used pre-snap motion the least in the NFL.
Yeah, we talked about that, right?
And how the top 3 offenses in the NFL use the most pre-snap motion. Thus, you have to react. You have to play offense offensively. You can't keep doing this run the RPOs and going, all right, let's see what they do, and then we'll make a decision. No, you leave the huddle. You go with a plan.
Right.
You're attacking the plan, and I don't care who's in front of us. We're going to be aggressive. That's the Eagles. That's Philadelphia.
You know what, Greg?
We're not doing it.
Motion's what killed us last year in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kansas City ran it to perfection.
I would like to see a good old-fashioned sweep. You don't see sweeps anymore, right? Just motto on motto. Like these games are one up front.
Billy, you mentioned Britton Covey. This is what he said about the Eagles now getting Kellen Moore and how that's going to change the offense with motion.
This year, I'm excited because Kellen uses a lot of motion. I definitely think we could have used a lot more motion last year because teams play unique defenses against us.
Did you use less motion this year than you did the year before?
No, we didn't. But teams didn't know us the year before.
How about that? I was under the impression that he said that they didn't motion as much as last year. I didn't think so.
Right, because then the league starts to motion way more.
Right.
Like, so the league just took off and they did not.
Right.
So, like, the league, if they
But it also gets back to creativity. Like Jason Kelsey said they weren't creative this past year. So, is it just motion or is it the fact that you're literally showing, like, for example, so I don't gotta go to break, but I talked to Paul Gunther this past week, the former defensive coordinator, and he said that what makes Andy Reid so good is that Andy Reid has continued to evolve his offense over the last 20 years. And he says, yes, some of it is window dressing. He says the motion, the movement, some of that is just changing the furniture on the porch. He said, but he says if you're going to be a successful coach, you have to keep evolving. Well, if the Eagles, as Covey said, they ran the same offense, looking exactly the same. So maybe the motion could have saved you from looking the same at least.
Yeah, you go into a second and third thought progression once you know where everybody is. But when it keeps moving like this, all you have to do is react.
Right.
Your defense has to react. They can't plan.
So it's
second
when
or
you
third thoughts.
think about it, that 1 second delay.
It gives a ton. It's an eternity when you're going, I got it. I know where he is. If that tight end comes over here, and then you're like, oh no, here tight end went over. Oh, okay, just react.
Right.
You don't get to plan, All
right, we're broadcasting live here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. You got to come on down, have lunch with the locker room crew afterwards, getting you ready for the Super Bowl 58, Grimesy.
I love it.
I mean, you got to come on there. The food's phenomenal here. We're going to have lunch with the locker room crew afterwards. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection, professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about the Stan Insurance Group, SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with the Stan Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stan will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's SIGprotection.com. All right, when we return, we're going to play my interview with All-Pro Hall of Fame tight end Kellen Winslow. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Do you consider Rocky sports movies? Is Rocky a sports movie? It feels like more of a drama. Listen, I have this weird convoluted system in which I judge whether or not it's a sports movie. The Rocky and Creed thing just seems so far-fetched. It's not close to the realm of reality.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan. Call Lenigan.
Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, this one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you go. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the and call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card to dine like a rock star at Gin Ricky's, the Roy Social Hall, and Wild Honey Barbecue for just $25. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. Let the fun be Gin.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com.
The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House right here in Brigantine, New Jersey. The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and producing today and co-hosting Josh Hennig. And we were talking about that I was out at the Radio Row out there in Las Vegas. A lot of great former NFL greats walking around, and you try to grab whoever you can grab. But I didn't want to just grab it. I want to grab interesting people, somebody that our listening audience knows and remembers. And, of course, Kellen Winslow was walking around with his gold jacket on. Grimes, he was looking sharp.
He was one of the
I
best.
walked up to Mike Gill goes, there's Kellen Winslow. I said, I got to get him. Because you know that one game. I'll never forget. It was one of the best games ever, right, Grimesy?
Listen, I remember the Tony Nathan hook and ladder. I remember it all. I remember it like it was yesterday.
They were all dirty. Remember, it was
Yes.
like wet a little bit. It was old school football.
I still say that was the best NFL game ever.
Yeah,
ever.
One of them.
Yep.
So we were out in Vegas, and Kellen Winslow's walking around with his Hall of Fame gold jacket, and he was gracious enough. I asked his handler, and he said, "Sure. What time would you like?" And I saw him around 10:30 Las Vegas time, and we booked him for 12:30. It was right there, right
That's
on time.
awesome.
And that's because that's a quality type of guy he is.
Well, it's cool that you get. I saw the Hall of Fame when Dick Vermeil got inducted. There's like a street, and they all have their own cars. So all of the Hall of Famers got there. Yeah, and I got to see Kellen Winslow. My father-in-law was all hyped to see him. And you're really dating yourself because this show does really good on demographic study, right? With the 45 to like 60-year-old range. And this is why, because if you guys, we know Kellen Winslow Jr.
Right. It's the history of the game, Klemic. That's what we got to. So we're gonna get. So Danny Ryan is back in the studio. We're gonna go ahead and play the Kellen Winslow interview that I had with him in Vegas on Thursday, I believe it was. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and play that right now. Kellen Winslow. Talking with Hall of Fame football player Kellen Winslow Sr. And, good afternoon, Kellen.
Good afternoon. Always good to be here.
This is overwhelming to say the least. How many radio rows have you participated in?
Too many.
Yeah. Is this old hat for you?
It's always fun to come back.
I saw you walking around with that gold jacket, and I got to tell you, there's only so many people that have it. You do. And I remember watching you, when I was younger, and I always admired your game from afar. We're from the Atlantic City, Philadelphia area, but I always admired your game. And it would seeing you walk around here with that gold jacket made me feel good in a way. You know what I mean? Like you earned it.
Thank you. I've had a very blessed life. I've been able to play on great teams in high school, college, and professionally. And I'm a firm believer that you're only as good as the people around you. And as I've gotten older, it's been confirmed over and over and over again. You've got to surround yourself with good people. For me, I didn't put the team together. I was selected. I was selected in high school. I was selected in college. I was selected in the pros to be on the teams that I was on. And I was just blessed to not always be the oldest guy, not always be the most experienced guy, and not always be the best athlete on the field. I was always in a good situation.
I remember one game in Miami, the Chargers. I watched that Chargers Miami. I'll never forget it. That was one of your best performances, if not the best. And you guys, it's something that's left an indelible mark in my. And I watched it from afar.
Chargers 41, Dolphins 38.
Yeah.
At one point the score was 24-7.
Yes.
We were up. We were way up.
Yeah,
and a lot of people thought the game might be over. But that wasn't the case. The Dolphins fought back. By the way, Charlie Joyner, my teammate, the team predicted the Dolphins were going to come back. He predicted in the early second quarter that Don Shula was going to take out David Woodley,
right,
the rookie quarterback from LSU, and he was going to put in Don Strong. And he did. The next series, he put in Don Strong. They started throwing that football, and we were there all day. And those were Charlie Joyner's words in the early second quarter. I got mad at Charlie. I got mad with the Dolphins, and I got mad with my teammates because I said to Charlie, that's not going to happen to us. I'm not going to be a part of a team that is up by this much and loses. Right. So every time the Dolphins scored, I got even mad. And, the game took a physical toll on me, water loss, cramps, injuries.
But you played through that.
But played through that because I was mad. I was not going to be a part of a team that was up by these many points and lost.
I got to tell you, especially this week, you see videos, replays of all the great games and everything. You're part of that. That's special.
It's very special. Again, if not, my high school coach, who was my gym teacher, came to my geometry class at the end of my junior year of high school and told me I belonged on the football team. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Well, you started late. I mean, you started your senior year, right?
Yeah, my senior year in high school. Yeah. I took a leave of absence from work at United Parcel Service and worked out that summer with the football team when they were working out. And I came up with football my senior year, and the rest is history.
And now you're part of this special fraternity, and you walk around here. Let me get your feelings on the Super Bowl itself, how much the game has changed. Look how big this is. Look how big the Super Bowl is. To be one of the biggest spectacles we have. And your legacy is a part of it.
And again, I'm humbled by that.
Right.
I'm humbled by that. If I'd have been drafted by Cincinnati, or which passed me twice, Chicago, which passed me twice, and the Buffalo Bills that passed me twice. Not that I'm bitter, but you remember these things.
Yeah.
We would not be having this conversation about Kellen Winslow.
Right.
But going to San Diego with Don Coryell, who's now in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and with an offensive coordinator by the name of Joe Gibbs, who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, to have a quarterback by the name of Dan Fouts, who's on the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and to play with a guy like Charlie Joyner, who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. The Super Bowl this year, 49ers, Chiefs. Give us a little bit of your thoughts on the game itself, and who do you think might win?
The game itself, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And like most prognosticators, I'm going to go with my heart because they say, well, this guy does this or this team does that, but they go with their heart. They like the color of the team. Right. They like the way the cheerleaders look on the sideline or whatever. It's something personal. For me, the Kansas City Chiefs are very personal. I played in Missouri. I was born in Missouri, and I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs because it's a personal choice.
Let me ask you this question. When you walk around Radio Row and you're being interviewed, do people ask you about the game or they want to know about the history, a little bit all about Kellen Winslow? Or a combination of their both?
It's a combination of things. Some people were not alive when the game was played in the Dolphins, and they might have seen something on, the NFL channel or something of that nature. and they want to talk about it. But for the most part, it's just the game itself, the current state of the game, and they always want to talk about those tight ends that are in the league today, which I don't mind doing.
Can you imagine if you played in today's game?
My retirement package would be a little bit better.
And of course, a source of pride for you is your son playing. That had to be pretty cool.
There's nothing greater. There's nothing I did in the NFL that compared to watching him run out the field. No.
Kellen, I want to say thank you so much for taking time to speak with me. I really appreciate it, and we'll see. We'll hopefully. All right, of course, I want to thank the people at Blitz's Market in Ocean City, the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, and LaScala's, of course, and Captain Chucky's in Sea Isle for helping me out with the trip to Las Vegas. But he was gracious. He was a very just easy guy to talk to, Grimes.
Yeah, can I tell you something? When they beat the Dolphins in that game, and the effort he put into that game, I was rooting for them to beat Cincinnati to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, it was 10 or 20 below is unfair to them.
Yeah.
But that game was just, I'll never forget.
Yeah, like I said to him, that one game, like I know there's a lot of people that are a lot younger don't realize the impact that Kellen Winslow had on the game itself, but that game resonates with me because it was an old throwback game, man. They were dirty and they were hurt, and it was a bloodbath. And it's something that you'll see in all the highlights for years to come.
Yeah, he mentioned Charlie Joyner too.
Yeah.
He was my wide receivers coach. If you go in my barn right now, you'll see a Charlie Joyner signed Charlie Joyner jersey. He gave us a Christmas present every year, right?
Oh,
and
is that
our
right?
Christmas present as players who we loved him. So it's just cool. He got that type of respect at the first Christmas party. He goes, we had Charlie buys the players. He all the receivers. He would buy us Christmas present. We all just wanted his jersey signed, and he goes, I'm going to give it to you with one stipulation. You can't sell it. So you had to keep it. So I still have that in my
So
house.
Kellen Winslow made a good point. He was naming all the great players that he played. So you can't do it on your own. You have to have
that's in
a
life.
cast. You have to have a cast around you.
That's in life in general. No matter what job you're in.
So you surround yourself with good people, right, guys? Like I surround myself with Josh.
There you go.
Right, and
There
Nicky
you go.
Earnshaw.
Yes.
I thought you were stuck with me.
But right, I mean, you have to have a great quarterback, and Dan Fouts, one of the all-time
one of my
greats,
favorites, yeah.
right? And Charlie Joyner, and that's how you win.
I'm just curious. Did he tell you any good Charlie Joyner, any Air Coryell stories?
Yeah, so they talk about that all the time and how the NFL is like a copycat system, and they've used our team and the greatest show on turf. I could draw perfect comparisons between Kellen Winslow and Tony Gonzalez, Lionel James and Dante Hall, Dan Fouts, Trent Green, and how they use that offense, and they're like, how can we find people to recreate that offense? And they literally, it's a history lesson almost every day before you get into why we're going to do this. It all went right back to Air Coryell, and this is coming from Al Saunders, who was San Diego's head coach for a little bit.
And if I can just draw a little bit more string theory for you. So who is the Eagles' new offensive coordinator?
Kellen
Moore.
Where did Kellen Moore go to college?
San Diego State?
Boise State.
Boise State. I know it was out there.
His head coach at Boise State was Chris Peterson.
Yes.
Chris Peterson ran the Air Coryell offense.
Oh, how about
love it.
Wow.
I love it.
So
listen, he didn't look that up.
No,
this is just what Josh knows.
He's
walking
that
encyclopedia,
smart.
right?
He is a walking encyclopedia.
He did not look that up.
This is why you got to surround yourself with smart people.
All right. We're having fun here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Come on down. We're going to have lunch after the show today from 12:30 to 2. Lunch with the locker room crew. Nicky Earnshaw's in the house. The place is starting to get packed.
I'm just going to give a shout out. We're at LaScala's restaurant, and it is his birthday today.
It's Rob's birthday?
Rob's birthday.
Rob LaScala, I got to tell you, I was amazed that you knew Rob from Ocean City. I've known him from like the Enchante days.
Yeah, no, I went to high school, but Rob is I'll tell you, he's a workaholic.
Yeah, he's done really well. This place is the food's phenomenal. I can't wait to eat. All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin, who Rob knows real well, at 856-988-8900. Give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, I'm just everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1 is already in the books. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and Josh Hennig, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Later today, the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs meet in Super Bowl 58. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew from Las Vegas for all the action. The Chiefs are trying to defend their title and win a third Lombardi trophy in the last 5 seasons. But the Niners are hoping to avenge their loss in Super Bowl 54. If it's Super Bowl 58, it's right here
on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 5 p.m.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrient? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
The 2024 Hercules Tires MAC Basketball Championships are returning to Atlantic City's iconic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall for the 5th consecutive year, March 12th through the 16th, featuring 22 men's and women's teams. The tournament is fun for the family, featuring a band jam, Spirit Squad showcase, Kids Day, and mascot game. Don't miss the chance to be a part of the action to see who will cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Visit macsports.com/basketball for more information.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we are back broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House here in Brigantine. Not only is the food outstanding here, but the ambiance and the view. Our feel like we're at South Beach there, Rhymes.
This is, I think Rob did create it to look like
Rob
Beach.
LaScala, man. He's turned to he's doing really well in the restaurant business, isn't he?
He's become a tycoon in the Philadelphia area. He's got like 20 restaurants, and probably this will be his. Well, he's got a lot of big ones.
It's funny
This is the only one on the beach.
The people that you meet growing up, and I was friendly with everybody. But I look back now and I'm like, Rob's really successful. And I can only go back to our relationship when I knew him way back when. And to be sitting here in his place, broadcasting live, and it's like surreal to me in a way. Because I've known Rob for a long, long time. And Johnny I and Ron Conklin from Surety Title and Frank DiGiacomo, his crowd. It's fun. And to be here all these years later is special. So I'm really excited about today, and I want to thank you, Dave, for being a part of the locker room crew throughout the whole football season. I know a lot of people call up, and they really like you as a part of the show, and I want to thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. This is my last one for the season too. Because I really don't know very much about other sports.
So you know what he does?
I'm a one-trick pony.
Wait. So he wears one hat, right? So you know what he does when we're in the studio, and Nick Earnshaw can attest to this too, and Josh too. We're talking football, but if we go off the script and we start talking about the Sixers or the Flyers, my man pushes his chair back and lounges back. He like checks out of his job.
No, I moved the mic. I moved the mic away from me.
Yeah. He wanted to do any part of the mic.
Listen, one of a gentleman that Dave, his success is Matt Jamison, who grabbed him out of the soccer line and says, "No, you are not playing soccer." And Dave will tell you that story.
Is that right?
Every time I see Matt Jamison, who was a history teacher and a football coach, he's also been very successful in other aspects. I think he has real estate too. Yeah, he saw that way before I did.
Yep.
I played wide receiver at a 3-point stance my first
year.
year.
My God, remember that those days?
I did. That was like a Nebraska offense.
So even like Kellen Winslow, I mean, he's an older guy, but he didn't play football until his senior year in high school.
And he went to Missouri. I think that he mentioned that too.
Yeah. All right. Hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2's ahead of us. We're broadcasting live. LaScala's Beach House here in Brigantine. It's a beautiful day to look out over the ocean. Super Bowl Sunday, the 49ers and the Chiefs. Then we're going to have lunch with the locker room crew from 12:30 to 2 here, and we're going to hang out and have a lot of fun. It's the locker room with Billy Schwein, Mark Rhymes, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig, Danny Ryan back at the studio as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday, we're live at the Ocean Gallery Bar booking games, wrapping up the NFL season, Super Bowl 58. We'll look back at the Sixers weekend and all the trades and what it means for them now. And pitchers and catchers start this week. We'll talk a little Phils all Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, it's John Marks. Growing up here, I know that the fans get the last word. The fans have spoken, and real Philly sports fans love the BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app. It's the only online casino and sportsbook app that I recommend. 24/7 live casino action. Join me now and download the BetParx app, and all your favorite casino games are right at your fingertips. Plus, you can bet on the Pro Football Conference Championships this weekend and bet on all your favorite sports. Philly hoops, Philly hockey, college basketball, and more. Odds, bets, slots, and games right in your pocket. Play the hottest online slots or play blackjack, roulette, baccarat, or Texas Hold'em with a live dealer right on your phone. Get winning on the BetParx app. It's so simple. New users, join me right now. Just download the app and get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're not a winner in your first 24 hours. Details on the BetParx app or at betparx.com. New users only. Casino bonus must be wagered. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call Call 1-800-GAY.
This is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Offices in Philadelphia, Radnor, and Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. Michelle Ferreri, licensed in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Do you love a good cigar almost as much as your family? Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but you can find that perfect cigar at Smoker's Haven. With 5 New Jersey locations, Smoker's Haven has the finest selection of cigars in the area, like Ashton, My Father's, Romeo and Julieta, Monte Cristo, and more. All from the finest tobacco leaves and hand-rolled by the world's finest cigar makers. All locations are fully open. Stop in and let them help you find the perfect cigar to pair with your life. See all they have and their locations at smokershavennj.com.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room. Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Billy Schwein, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes. Former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic. Josh Hennig producing here on site. Of course, Danny Ryan back at the studio. And we're going to get you ready for Super Bowl 58.
Wow,
58.
Hey, listen. You know what 8 plus 5 is, right? 13.
13? So what's that?
Taylor Swift's her favorite number.
Oh,
so where's he going with
yeah. Oh, I heard all this conspiracy. Yeah, that's great.
Yesterday, Nikki Earnshaw started playing Taylor Swift songs in the studio, and I'm singing along. But the cool, I thought the words were "cool summer," but it's "cruel summer," and he starts ripping me on the air because I got the wrong. But you know what? But listen, I got to tell you, I don't mind this Taylor Swift thing. It doesn't bother me. In fact, my daughter, who's 8 years old, is a Swiftie. She loves Taylor Swift. If it wasn't for my daughter, I wouldn't even know Taylor Swift. But it's brought in a lot of people to the game.
I would bet that this is going to be the most highly watched Super Bowl by women in the history of Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
right.
Good
Absolutely.
point. And I think us football players, we always think of ourselves kind of like grunts in the professional sports world.
Right.
You see the other people with the the famous girlfriends, the baseball and the hockey players and basketball. So I'm psyched that one of us grunts got Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes us feel like we're a little cooler.
Well, she certainly finally upgraded over her history of loser boyfriends that she's had. If anybody knows about Taylor Swift,
I don't know about her history. I know she writes songs about her.
Her history. She has dated some of the most beta male losers on planet Earth. And this is the first real man she has ever dated.
Doesn't she write songs about her failed
That's
relationships?
the whole point.
Right.
She's had so many stupid relationships. Now she doesn't have an actual stupid relationship to write about anymore. What's she going to do?
Well, maybe she'll write about something positive.
Maybe
she might write a song. By the way, she's got a new album coming out
in May.
And maybe the Kansas City Chiefs might be mentioned in the song.
You know why I think I think this one's going to work out for Josh. This is her 13th boyfriend.
There we go.
This is so funny. Like there's so many conspiracies that go to and like Taylor Swift is so involved in the darn Super Bowl.
Well, like for example, last year's conspiracy was that if you looked at the colors of the promotional materials for the Super Bowl, it was red and green. And then the teams that made the Super Bowl were the Eagles and the Chiefs.
This is preseason, right? Because if if
The
you
preseason colors.
Yeah, preseason colors.
So, what did you guys think about at the Buffalo when the Kansas City Chiefs played the Buffalo Bills, the freezing cold, and Jason Kelsey comes out without a shirt. He hops out of the booth that Taylor Swift was in, takes his shirt off, and he's drinking with the peeps.
Yeah, I mean that just goes to show you. I think that he's looking
He's a
forward
regular
to
guy.
he's a regular guy.
Yeah.
You know people in Sea Isle
Right,
that know him
right,
really
right,
well. He
right.
does
Yep.
stuff like that all the time. You know, it's a neat thing. But the Kelsey thing is awesome.
Do you think there's going to be any like props with Taylor Swift included? Like, well,
There
if
already are.
if the Chiefs win, will Travis propose to her?
Oh, there's a prop out there for that.
There's a prop out there for
yeah.
that?
What?
Yeah.
In fact,
this is over the top.
Listen, by the way, they're going to track. NORAD's going to track her plane flight.
Well, she's already landed, by the way. She's
already in.
No, she's in. Yeah, she landed in Los Angeles yesterday.
Oh, really?
Now they're trying to figure out, is she driving there because there's
Wait,
no.
I thought she was coming right from Tokyo to the.
No, she had to stop at LAX.
She stopped in LA.
Oh.
She had to pick up her jersey.
Right. Well, she's also got a jacket. She was sporting a jacket.
Well, you know who made that jacket?
Was
Kyle Juszczyk's wife.
Yes.
So she has a whole business now. She just got certified by the NFL to use their official gear. But what she does is she takes jerseys, she cuts them, and sews them in the jacket.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
So it's like a jacket jersey. And she did it first for her husband. And once people saw that, people were like, well, I want one, I want one. And so, but when Taylor wore it, it took her business off the charts.
Listen, there's a lot of conspiracies. I mean, the 49ers, my God, 9 + 4 is 13.
Guys, we're falling for it. We're falling for it.
I'm just giving you all the conspiracy theories
but
out
not
there.
a non-conspiracy. So this is a true story. So there are multiple Vegas books who are actually worried today because they say that if Travis Kelsey hits all of his props, they will have a massive loss.
Love it.
There is more money bet on this game on Travis Kelsey props than any other thing on the betting board. And so the Vegas books, they don't care who wins the game. They just don't want Travis Kelsey to hit all of his props.
All right, let's talk about the game itself, Grimesy, because the 49ers, they came into Philadelphia and they embarrassed us. They literally, they kicked our proverbial what in.
But do we play the Chiefs this year? Did the Eagles play the Chiefs?
Yeah,
Did we win that game?
Yeah, but we beat them. We just got by. We got lucky.
Oh, you called that?
How many times
did we get lucky against Dallas?
Well, yeah. Look at in retrospect. Looking back in retrospect,
did we get lucky? Did we get lucky against Miami? It was a very good team. Did we get lucky?
That was
against
probably
them?
the best game the Eagles played all year.
My point is, listen, I will say this: the 49ers did kick our, what,
but
and the wheels fell off.
But Grimesy,
We had some good games.
But prior to that,
We
every
beat
time
some-
the Eagles, if you remember going back, every time the Eagles won this year, we would go, oh, it's tough to win in the NFL. How many times we say this? It's tough to win in the NFL.
Well, it is.
It wasn't a pretty game. No, they were winning by
A win's a win.
a win's a win. That's what we said. But in reality, they were fooling us.
No, they weren't fooling us. No, I don't agree with that at all. You had a very good team when they were 10-1. Then the 49ers came in and embarrassed you, and you didn't respond properly. Okay? When you get embarrassed, doesn't matter anything in life, whether it's sports, whether it's business, whether it's personal relationships, you have the choice. You have a decision to make at that moment. Am I going to better myself, or is my ego so big that I'm going to sit there and say that I'm a know-it-all, and that was the exception to the rule? The Eagles' ego was so big that they did not adjust. They did not say we made a mistake. It's like a fighter, right? A fighter gets knocked out. Well, do they keep leaving their chin in there to get hit? No. They start putting their hands up, right? The Eagles kept their chin out there and kept getting knocked out and knocked out.
But Josh, I got to disagree with that theory for the simple reason how all of a sudden did the team just get really bad? They were 10-1. And how do you just fall off a cliff that?
You could almost blame it on Patricia. Because as soon as
why would you? I mean, he came in.
Well, the defense got worse under him.
Exactly. He was in a no-win situation, really.
Who was?
Patricia.
Patricia, right?
But that was Sean Desai's fault. The reporting is out there that Desai had a massive disconnect with the players. And the players basically went to Sirianni. He's like, dude, you got to do something about this. The reporting is out there. And that's why they made the decision. The problem wasn't Patricia, although Patricia did a horrible job. The problem is that you should have never hired Sean Desai.
Right. Well, no, both of them. I agree. But
both of them. Yeah.
But keep Desai in there till the end of the year and then make the decision if he's the guy to go.
Also, you got to take, Billy, you mentioned about having good people around you, right? If I don't do my job over here,
I'm not on the air.
Okay. No, not just that. Billy, you're going to get on my case.
Right.
You're like, Josh, I'm depending on you to do this job.
Right.
Sirianni did not take a strong enough approach to Sean Desai. Like, for example, when Andy Reid made the mistake of putting Juan Castillo as defensive coordinator, he didn't keep him there for 2-3 years. He would get rid of him. Now, it was the beginning of the end of his time in Philadelphia. But same thing happened at Kansas City. Before Steve Spagnuolo was there, Bob Sutton was a defensive coordinator. And you remember, Dave, the Chiefs' defense was not really that good under Sutton. It was okay. He brings in Spagnuolo. He didn't make the same mistake again because Andy said, my ego is not too big. I got to go in there. Sutton's not doing the job I need him to do. Sirianni should have gone to the side and be like, dude, the players are complaining. I need you to put up or shut up. Now, if Sean Desai's answer was to go bleep yourself, then yeah, maybe that's why he got, relegated. But
I would imagine he accepted the constructive criticism and would have done anything he could. I mean, Dave, all players want to win, including the coaches.
There's pulse though, like you're saying. The players are going to talk a little bit. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel that.
Right.
And the way
like
I felt it, I felt it. With when AJ Brown ran his own route in that one game, and they Jalen Hurts threw a pick. He knew he was supposed to be, changed the route anyway, and he goes, I don't have that much respect for my coordinator or I'm just going to do whatever I want because and if it works out, he's going to go back and tell his coach, I didn't listen to him anyway because he's
all right.
He's
Dave, let me ask you this: a lot was made, Grimesy, of the guys ran out of gas. As a former player, how do you run out of gas?
Because I think they tried to physically beat teams instead of scheme beat teams.
Right.
And then you do run out of gas.
Right. Okay.
And then Mike Quick actually brought up a very good point. Two of our stars are from Georgia. They only are used to playing in 11 games, and now you're playing 17 games.
Yeah, that's another factor because the preseason games, no one plays very much.
So like the rookie year is over in like November, end of November.
Correct.
So then play like another 7 or 8 games afterwards, and they still. It's a game, right? You got to you get up, you go to practice, you do it. You're getting plenty of rest.
But I think this is the biggest contrast in 2 halves of a season we've ever seen in the NFL. Maybe 1 or 2 other teams are close,
right?
But this one's the most recent that it's like people couldn't understand it. I like Eli and Peyton Manning who broke down the offense. I don't like the passing game of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I respect their opinion highly. And it was really respect for their coordinators. It really was.
All right, we're having fun here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Come on down, have lunch with us, lunch with the locker room crew. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Super Bowl. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. When you get down there, tell them the locker room said hi. I want to tell you about LaScala's. We're here today. We're going to be eating lunch. I can't wait for that. The LaScala's opened this summer to rave reviews, Grimesy.
Yes.
It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at LaScala's. Open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Hey, every Thursday night is Brigantine night. And Chris, the manager in here, told me it's really they're having a lot of fun on Thursday nights. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. 1 free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, $4 house wines. That's LaScala's.beachhouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman. You consider Rocky sports movies?
Is Rocky a sports movie? It feels like more of a drama. Listen, I have this weird, convoluted system in which I judge whether or not it's a sports movie. The Rocky and Creed thing just seems so far-fetched. It's not close to the realm of reality.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hey, everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
With 7.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. The locker room with Billy Schwein. We're listening to Taylor Swift in the background there.
Who did that?
Danny's right on the mark. Danny Ryan back in the studio.
Good.
With Taylor Swift. A lot of prop bets going on. Ryan, give me some of the wild ones that you got that you're looking at.
Well, no, I mean, the national anthem and the coin toss is always fun because it's it's in the very beginning.
Yeah, but
get that one out of the way.
Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
The length of the
Yep.
What other some good ones?
Well, like I said, I think the Kelsey ones are good. I'd be all over all those Kelsey prop bets. I mean, Josh, give us some prop bets that are most.
I mean, I like the over 6.5 catches for Kelsey. I think he's going to have a game, not because of Taylor Swift, though. It's because of the fact that at the end of the day, you stick with what you know, right? You know, that's your guy. It's your number one receiver. Like when Jerry Rice got to the biggest game of the year, it's not like Montana and Young were like, we're not going to throw him the ball. You know what I mean? So I do like the over 6.5 for Kelsey.
So
I also like the over on the Pacheco rushing yards.
I was going to say, I'm looking at that right now. The Pacheco rushing yards.
He's got to have a day today.
Rush yards.
67.5.
Yeah, 67.5.
He's going to have a lot of yards today.
What's your favorite part of the Super Bowl?
Well, everyone thinks of the halftime show. I love Usher, so I do love Usher. I think the national anthem, I think Chris Stapleton had the best one I've ever seen. Better than Whitney Houston. It's the only one I've ever seen that was better than Whitney Houston. Those are two big things. But
So when I went to the Super Bowl, when I went in 2004, when I went to Jacksonville,
Paul McCartney,
and growing up, obviously with the Beatles and Paul McCartney and the Wings, I remember as a kid watching the films of all the Super Bowls. And one thing that resonated with me was all the cameras going off.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I was at that Super Bowl,
that was unbelievable.
You really see it. It blinded you. There were so many cameras and lights going off. And it was Paul McCartney. I'm like, wow, man, I'm here at the Super. I got all emotional. I'm a crybaby anyway, but I got all emotional. I got all welled up. I'm at the Super Bowl with my team, the Eagles, and even though they lost, but halftime with Paul McCartney, it doesn't get any better than that, Grimesy.
So my lovely wife's over here in the corner hanging out, watching our show, and we were walking into the game of that in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the whole crowd just stopped, and everybody's got their cameras, and I'm like, what's going on? Is it the president? And they go, no, it's Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney, yeah.
He was headed to the suite before the.
So this is a stupid question. Has Taylor Swift ever performed it? I'm sure she has.
No,
so why wouldn't they have gotten her to do it this year?
They did. They asked her. She said no.
Oh, okay. Why? Because she didn't want to upstage
no,
Travis?
Well, no, it's nothing to do with that. So first of all, they plan out the Super Bowl performer several months ahead of time.
Right.
So Usher was announced back in September.
He's already done it before.
Well, he was part of an ensemble. He was not the main headliner.
Okay.
He was part of an ensemble. So here's the deal with Taylor. So the reason why Taylor didn't do it was because a part of her Eras tour is going on right now. So the international side. She didn't want to preempt her tour to perform at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And the idea was that she used the Grammys as a launch point now she's promoting her next album that you mentioned. So that it was a logistics issue for her. She was not going to give up her arrangements for the Super Bowl. It wasn't they didn't ask her; they asked her. She was the first person they asked.
So, and also as a football player, from your angle, David, as a former player, the halftime is usually a basic 15 minutes 15 minute halftime. Super Bowl halftime's long. What's that do to a player? You're sitting, you stretch it out, you get the whole first half. And then you got to go back in the locker room and sit there for 35 minutes.
Well, I never went to the Super Bowl, but I know. I don't like to sit in the locker room for very long. A lot of people get on a bike and just keep rotating their legs throughout the entire thing. So they bring out all the spin bikes.
So the guys gear down, take all their gear off?
No, everybody wants to get back out there. Bad. Yeah, a couple of drinks of water and you want to go back.
In my personal opinion, though, I think it helped Kansas City last year against us, seeing what we were doing.
Right.
I think it helped Belichick win 7 Super Bowls because he's the perfect coach. When the chips are down, he'll figure out what you're doing, and then the second half has always been a Brady second half.
Right.
You ever watch him? It's like Brady just goes on a tear.
So let me ask you this question, Grimesy. Mahomes, he's on pace to if he continues this way, he could outdo Tom Brady. I would never thought that would anybody break his record.
So that just came up the other day. Will he play till he's 45? The answer is no way, right?
Because his game's different.
Yeah, his game's completely different. I mean, Brady was a pocket passer, and he's a runner. He's going to get hurt, but if he wins this Super Bowl and wins another, will he be considered a GOAT? Absolutely.
What do you think, Dave? I mean, he's
the guy. If there's a guy that's going to do it, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he'll play as long, just because he's a little bit more of a physical player. But he's got all the arm talent, decision making. He's a gunslinger. He's having fun doing it. I think he'll end up wanting to get away from it before he's 40 years old and go into broadcasting and make $1 billion.
That's an amazing point you just made, Dave, because I think that's the part of the conversation most people don't know. So, if anybody watched the quarterback documentary on Netflix, it shows how much Pat is invested into his family and into his wife and his kids. And there has to be a part of Mahomes that because he's so invested in his wife and his kids, he's probably going to wake up one day and be like, I'm done. Like my kids are at whatever age it is. I want to go to their games. I want to go watch them. I don't want to go to the facility every day.
So is that why Brady played 45? So he's 45, was not invested?
Well, no, Brady's completely opposite.
Right.
So, and this is not a criticism of Mahomes or Brady, either direction. Brady is a different animal. You know, I've talked to a lot of people over the years who have interviewed Brady, and they've all say the same thing. Brady is just programmed differently than the average person.
Right.
You know, people like Jordan and Brady, they're not normal human beings.
And Kobe.
Kobe's another one, right? Yep. You don't get to that level if you're not like borderline psychotic about what you do. You know, the average person, this is again, not diss on anybody, but the average person is more like Mahomes. They invest themselves for so long into their job, and they get to a point where they're like, I don't want to spend 40, 50 hours of work anymore. I want to live a life that is going to allow me to be around my family and live the life I want to live.
So he's nailing this, right? Because he's more human. I think Tom Brady was more like machine.
Yeah, like a robot. Like a robot.
Yeah.
Like Tiger Woods. I mean, same type. I mean, there's another one. Tiger, same thing.
Like Mahomes wants to, if he's not having fun, you know, he's not playing the game. He throws sidearm, no look passes. This that. Tom Brady was boom. It's the same. He started a cheat code and everything. It was just like, if he's not here, it's here. Boom, boom, check down. Patrick Mahomes lets him run around, underhand, behind the back passes, all that stuff. Right. He's got to be having fun.
That's the key.
But it's not fun for him. He's not
having fun. So it's not fun to get out. All right. So that being said, does Jason Kelce come back? Is he having fun still? I mean, he hasn't announced.
I'm referring to you on that
one. Josh, he hasn't announced his retirement. He was, remember the last game, he was crying. He was like, he told everybody in the locker room he's done.
I suspect, and this is my opinion, I think he's got one more year.
I think Jason's on the fence for one reason. I think he doesn't want to end the way it just ended.
Correct.
I think he's very upset because for those who watch the New Heights pod, you know, I know Nick does over here, Nick Earnshaw, and now Danny's Ryan is back in the studio. There was an episode where Travis was asking Jason about the Eagles season, and he walked out of the podcast. He was so upset about the Eagles season, he literally just stormed out of his own podcast.
Right.
And they had to pause the recording so he could come back the next day and finish the pod. And so that gives you an idea of where he is emotionally. And I think that he needs time to separate himself.
Here's a question. Is Kellen Moore in his ear? Hey, give me one more. Please just give me one more.
I think Howie's in his ear more than Kellen is.
Got it.
Because I know that Howie and Kelce have a very good relationship, and that they talk a lot. You know, there's the joke that that Howie said that he only ever does shots with Jason Kelce.
Right.
You know, like there's that thing. So it's like I think it's Howie more than.
So let me ask you guys this question then. Kelce won a Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
He got eliminated. He had a bad taste in his mouth this year because of the way it ended. So because he's been to the Super Bowl and won, is that maybe another factor in him coming back because he wants to taste that again?
I would think so.
I do too, but I think that it's going to depend on what goes on in the front office a little bit for him, and he'll go, do they really want to win? And they'll kind of go by what the front office is doing.
Well, one more thing. I just thought of this, and I'm specifically looking at you, Dave, and you, Mark.
You're not looking at me, Josh?
I'm not looking at you. Well, you'll know why when I say it, okay? I'm looking at you two because I think that the person who's also going to have a say in this is Kelsey's wife. Because Kelsey's wife has been on the record and said that she doesn't want her husband so banged up from football that he can't play with his kids anymore. So I have to wonder, and I'll turn, to Mark and Dave, now Mark's pointing at Dave.
Well,
it's like, it's the idea that, happy wife, happy life, right?
Well,
I
can agree to.
I just went to Disney completely against my will for a week and it changed. So they win.
You just reminded me of something. I did have a little wager on this. When I go to Disney, we had 5 kids. I come back with shin splints every time from Disney.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what's going on?
Exactly.
I started cramping in my shins. I'm like, I've never walked this far.
I told you.
Yeah.
I
was taking that massage thing on my shins the whole time.
That's how I felt at Radio Row.
Oh my
I called that on the radio last week.
Cramping.
That's how I felt at Radio Row, man. I was all banged up.
My brother-in-law brought one of those thumper guns, and I go, man, can I borrow that from you? Because I kept hitting my shins with it the whole time.
Did you like the spiel? I used to work at Disney World.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I gave him the monorail spiel.
And we were all in the car listening to it. It was hilarious. Better than that is your A Few Good Men speech. That's amazing.
We're broadcasting live here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Come on down. It's Super Bowl Sunday. The food is great. The view is even better than that, if that's possible, Grimesy. Where are all the surfers? Heck, the surfers are in the water. These waves are huge.
And the fishermen.
Right?
Here, look, I'm going to put it on my social media, David Klemic or Klemic Performance Method. I'm going to put a picture of what you're looking at, and then you guys check it out.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Super Bowl. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. Go down there and say, the Locker Room said hello. I want to tell you about the Stanton Insurance Group. SIG Protection, or the what ifs keeping you up at night. Life is full of surprises, but with the Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never, ever be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stan will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we will continue with more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig producing on site, Danny Ryan back in the studio. It's the Locker Room right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Later today, the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs meet in Super Bowl 58. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew from Las Vegas for all the action. The Chiefs are trying to defend their title and win a third Lombardi trophy in the last 5 seasons. But the Niners are hoping to avenge their loss in Super Bowl 54. If it's Super Bowl 58, it's right here
on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 5 p.m.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, it's John Marks. Growing up here, I know that the fans get the last word. The fans have spoken, and real Philly sports fans love the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. It's the only online casino and sportsbook app that I recommend. 24/7 live casino action. Join me now and download the Bet Parks app, and all your favorite casino games are right at your fingertips. Plus, you can bet on the Pro Football Conference Championships this weekend and bet on all your favorite sports. Philly hoops, Philly hockey, college basketball, and more. Odds, bets, slots, and games right in your pocket. Play the hottest online slots or play blackjack, roulette, baccarat, or Texas Hold'em with a live dealer right on your phone. Get winning on the Bet Parks app. It's so simple. New users, join me right now. Just download the app and get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're not a winner in your first 24 hours. Details on the Bet Parks app or at betparks.com. New users only. Casino bonus must be wagered. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Room with Billy Schwein.
For LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Billy Schwein, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, Dave Klemic, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Josh Hennig, producing on site, Danny Ryan back in the studio. Grimes, you just showed me a video of one Dave Klemic racing Dante Hall.
Hey,
It's on YouTube, right?
Yes, YouTube. Yep, him racing Dante.
Everybody I told Britton Covey that I know you, that we work together.
Oh, maybe.
And he goes, he's fast.
Every day,
because he's fast.
My wife will go every day. Everywhere we go, someone's gonna walk up to the phone, right, and they're gonna go, and she goes, "Oh, here we go again." And they're going, "Is this you, sir?" And it's like someone, "Oh, can we race?" And I'm like, "Oh gosh, I can't."
The LaScala's is starting to pack up here as we get ready. Jeff Promotion City just showed up.
How about these TVs?
Yeah, man. Every single this bar is so it's a wraparound bar here at LaScala's, and on both sides of the bar they got huge screens. Not a bad seat in the house, right, Grimes?
No, this is beautiful.
Rob's done a great job with this place.
Phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
I can't wait. Next summer? Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
I'm coming here. That's where I'm coming.
Jesus.
This is the place to be.
I think there's 18 TVs in here, if I'm counting correctly.
Yeah, all big screen.
And you can drive your car right on the beach. I got that pass a couple years.
Yeah.
And you can just drive right on the beach. It's the only place around.
Yeah.
Josh, who's a better team? The 49ers or the Chiefs team?
Oh, it's easy. The 49ers. The 49ers have a better roster. The 49ers are, and listen, the Chiefs have specifically Kelsey, Mahomes, Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Thuney's not playing, but he's a great player. Anyway,
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is a great player.
Snead.
Yeah, go get him, Dave. Get him.
Snead's career is not long enough. Okay. The point is that the 49ers, now you're naming coaches. You got to the other team, okay? Don't encourage him. Okay? He's not debating with Schwein anymore. He's debating with me, okay? No, the point is that the 49ers potentially have several Hall of Famers on their team. The Chiefs right now really only have 2 guaranteed guys who are Hall of Famers. And I think that is where, the coaches, as Dave brought up, is going to come into question. Kyle Shanahan versus Andy Reid. And I think most of you guys would say if you had to pick one to coach the biggest game of the year, you're picking Reid, right?
Absolutely.
All right, now, but here's the X factor, Mahomes, right? So Brock Purdy and Mahomes. Break that down for us, Josh, real quick in a way that
I'm going to give you a stat.
All right.
I'll counterpoint him.
Yeah,
go ahead.
counterpoint him.
And I got one too, so go ahead.
So here's the stat. Kyle Shanahan was 0-36 when trailing by 8 points or more in the second half of games. 0-36.
Wow.
Brock Purdy won 2 straight playoff games when losing by 8 or more points in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
The only 2 times Kyle Shanahan has ever won those games.
Interesting. Okay. In my point with this Super Bowl, you're looking at what the Chiefs had just played. They just played the Baltimore Ravens, who I think everyone thought was going to be they were going to win it, and a quarterback in Lamar Jackson, who is the NFL's MVP this year. And then they played the Bills, Josh Allen, and that type of team.
Right.
Now they're going to go play Brock Purdy. They're not very threatened by a Brock Purdy, right? So they just warmed up with 2 of the hardest teams, and they're just going. And then you got Mahomes, who is just going to have fun. These guys are going to be happy to be there. A rookie quarterback or a very young quarterback that's going to be very worried about this, and they're going to be having fun. Okay,
Right.
there you
But
go.
if you look at the stats, Grimes,
Okay.
Purdy, 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. They were fourth in the league in points per game.
Yep.
Chiefs were 15.
Okay.
So let's look at the quarterback position.
Okay.
Who has obviously Mahomes is the advantage. He's the extra. I don't want Mahomes. If I'm the 49ers, I don't want Mahomes having the ball last.
I agree with I agree with Nick.
Right?
Nick said Pacheco is the X factor. I agree with that. Now, quarterbacks, I saw on TV last week, they said if Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, who shows up before that game he was even played, and I thought about it. I said, wow, they're right. Mahomes is going to show up.
Right.
You don't know what Lamar is going to show. You don't know which. Now, present the same question. Purdy or Mahomes? Which quarterback's going to show up today? You know Mahomes is showing up.
But see, here's the thing.
You don't know Purdy's showing up.
So Josh, Purdy he doesn't do anything to hurt them. I mean, he had a great year. Don't get me wrong. His quarterback rating was what, 113? But he seems like he's doing just enough, like Mahomes does.
The only games
Purdy just doesn't hurt them.
The only games they lost is without Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel this year. Those are the only two.
So those 3 games in a row that they lost.
They didn't have Trent Williams or Deebo Samuel.
Gotcha. So Deebo was the reason.
So you could argue Deebo might be the most important, him and Trent Williams, 2 most important players in this game. You mentioned, Billy, about the management, right? Let me ask you guys this. Is there any concern that the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, could we argue the Ravens should have won the game?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did the Ravens lose the game more than the Chiefs won the game?
No, I think the Chiefs won that game. They
I
played
think the
great.
Chiefs won.
That Spagnuolo did an unbelievable job against Lamar
but
Jackson.
the Ravens had chances, right?
Sure.
Should the Eagles have won the Super Bowl last year?
Absolutely.
Yes.
They blew it.
So in those 2 games, the Chiefs could have lost those games.
Absolutely.
So why are we assuming they're invincible?
They're saying they're invincible. But you could argue that Patriots could have lost a bunch of Super Bowls.
But we're not talking about the Patriots. I'm asking
No,
about
I'm
the
just
Chiefs.
saying in general. That's any game.
Listen.
I can't tell you this. You guys shouldn't even got the 49ers shouldn't even got past Detroit. That period in the story. That game was over.
Right.
They got lucky.
But they did.
Oh, well,
And why did they do it? Back to Billy's point.
Because
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy
had nothing to do with Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy ran the ball like 5 times
Listen.
for first downs.
Detroit blew that game.
Dave
blew it.
Oh, well, I think what's going to happen is, and I'm very sure of this. Brock Purdy's actually going to play a good game passing wise. He's going to probably throw for 400 yards because they're going to put tons of pressure on him from our D line and blitzing and like crazy.
Yep.
And they're going to play man to man behind.
I agree with that.
Then he's going to throw 3 interceptions. 2 of them are going to turn into returns, and then we're going to win that battle right there. They're going to let him pass, but he's going to make mistakes because he's having to make hasty decisions. One game he had 4 interceptions, right?
But that was
they still
also
won,
a game.
I think. But they had 4 interceptions in the one game. This is what's going to happen to him. I think what's going to happen to Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes is going to beat the 49ers with his legs because they're going to drop everybody back who was successful against the only people successful against Mahomes were people that dropped everything back. Don't let him catch anything. Now he's going to have to run it.
All right, here's another aspect of the game that I've been thinking about. Like I always go, Josh, you know me. I always like the underdog, right? Most people do, right? Like the underdog, you don't want to see the same team win over and over again. But I can't stand the 49ers, especially what they did to our Eagles. And and growing up, I was a Chiefs fan. As much as I don't want to see one team dominate, I'm rooting for the Chiefs tonight.
I got a question for Josh. 49ers better last year or this year?
This year.
Really?
I
I disagree with that.
I think Javon Hargrave has changed, and him and Chase Young have changed that pass rush. And I think that Brock Purdy is better this year than he was his rookie year.
Right. You know what's interesting? John Lynch, their GM,
yeah,
when they won the Detroit game, you would have thought they're all high-fiving each other, that they got lucky to win that game.
Right.
He ripped them a new you-know-what. The defense. He says, this is not how we play football.
Right. And John Lynch should know he won a Super Bowl.
Right.
He was on that Bucs team. He knows what it takes to win a championship.
We're broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Come on down. This is the place to be. Super Bowl headquarters right here. And, of course, at about 12:30 to 2, we'll have lunch with the locker room crew. Jeff from Ocean City's in the house. Nikki Earnshaw, the intern Andrew Leeds. And the place is starting to fill up.
If you're not in Vegas, I'd rather be here
Right?
looking at the ocean and watching the Super Bowl.
This is awesome.
Perfect.
The ambiance. Right, Klemic?
My kids just showed up
Yeah,
over here. My
Klemic
wife showed up.
family's in the house.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
The Super Bowl, it's like a holiday. It's turned out to be like a holiday in the United States, right?
If you lived in Kansas City back then, and they were, I mean, the parade in Kansas City, which I've never been to, but they were like, the parade is the biggest thing they've ever seen in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Nothing, right? No game, nothing. The Kansas City parade's the biggest
Can I
thing.
tell you another funny, just real quick? So just going back to last year's Super Bowl with my wife sitting over here. So we were sitting with a bunch of Chiefs fans. A lot of women were in our section.
Right.
They were talking about during the game what songs Rihanna was going to play.
Oh
my wife is mingling with the Chiefs fans. What song do you think they're going to play first?
See, that's why the Taylor Swift angle.
Yes. Oh, it's huge.
Because
Huge.
we're talking about a whole demographic of people are watching the Super Bowl this year because of Taylor Swift.
I think there was a prop out on who was what Usher was going to sing first. But
Yeah,
that's
there is.
not fair because he probably has that already set up.
He does. He hasn't told anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole
You
stadium
don't
had
think
to
he's letting
practice.
one of his friends know? Go into the casino, put $1 million down on it.
If that's what you believe, then you also have to believe that Floyd Mayweather used to do the same thing. Because the accusation for years is that Mayweather would give his friends tons of money. And he would tell his buddies, like, for example, when he beat Conor McGregor in that fight, put on this round. And he used to, apparently, the rumor was that for years, he used to plan ahead for how he was going to win a fight. And he would tell people it's going to go the distance, or it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And that's how he took care of his buddies, because he would give them money and he would just say, pay me back what I gave you.
Yep.
It'll be very interesting to see in a few hours. What time's kickoff? 6:30?
6:30 Eastern
6:30
time.
Eastern time. We're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. When I watch a game though, Grimesy, I don't like getting distractions.
I'm right with you.
I don't want to be, I want to hear the commentary.
See
I
the
wanna
commercials.
I
all
want to
that.
see the commercial.
I agree.
I want to be locked in, Dave. I want to see it all.
Well, do you guys know that I didn't invite you to my party? It's only my family, so I'm like, that's it. I want to watch this
But
game.
you can get distracted by your family.
Yeah, they're all
The
wearing
kids don't
Chief
know
stuff,
The
though.
kids don't know it's a Super Bowl. And you can
Yeah,
tell
they're
them.
gonna
They don't
stay for
know.
the first half, and then they leave, and then I'll have that TV to myself, and I'll bite my nails off and everything like that.
What's the best Super Bowl snack, Josh Hennig?
Oh, I
What's
like
the
this
best
one.
Super Bowl snack?
Come to me next. I'm not.
Grimy.
Well,
what do you enjoy most? What do you like eating the most when you're watching the Super Bowl?
Tail tenders.
Tail tenders. How about you?
Oh, my mom's chili by
Ah!
far is the best, and my mom's chili. I'll bring some in.
I like getting
sometime.
into the chicken wings.
Yes.
The old-fashioned chicken wings, baby.
I'll go chips and guac. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
And after you get done eating all that stuff, you get up, you feel like the players, you feel like you've been beat up. But we're all excited. We're here at LaScala's in Brigantine. Come on down and join us. It's the Super Bowl headquarters here. Big screen TVs, not a bad seat in the house, and the food is excellent. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for tonight's big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. When you go down there, tell them that the locker room said hello. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we're going to get everybody's prediction. Nikki Earnshaw, the intern Andrew Leeds. Heck, we get Jeff in from Ocean City. He'll give us his pick. All that and a lot more. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here, broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday, we're live at the Ocean Gallery Bar booking games, wrapping up the NFL season, Super Bowl 58. We'll look back at the Sixers weekend and all the trades and what it means for them now. And pitchers and catchers start this week. We'll talk a little Phils all Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste, it's a place. Randazzo's Pizza is one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, it's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you go. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
What would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to
From LaScala's Beach House right here in Brigantine. Come on down. Hit the show. You can have lunch with the Locker Room crew. People are starting to file in. Paul from Ocean City, Jeff from Ocean City's here, and Nikki Earnshaw, producer Nikki Earnshaw, the intern Andrew Lee. We're going to get predictions now.
I do have a quick question for Nick.
All right.
Okay. I want to know from Nick, when he calls you Nikki, how do you feel about that? Doesn't bother you?
It's
Okay.
Nikki Earnshaw. It's the way I say it.
It's crazy. When I was growing up playing baseball, I was Nicky Baseball.
Well, now you're Nikki Earnshaw. All right, we got a few minutes left. Nick, give us your prediction on the Super Bowl today.
All right, I've been pretty consistent with this. I think Kansas City's going to win. I can't go against Mahomes. I'm going to go 34-33.
Wow. 34-33. Intern Andrew Lead, step up to the mic and give us your prediction.
Chiefs have been the hotter team recently, so I'm going to also take the Chiefs to win. I think it's going to be close, but I think they're going to full head. It's going to be 31-21 Chiefs.
31-21 Chiefs. Give it to Paul. Paul, what do you think, man? Paul from Ocean City is in the house.
Andy give him 2 weeks to prep. 27-20 Chiefs.
27-20 Chiefs. Come on up here, Jeff. What do you got? Because I didn't think. I don't know if did you send your prediction in yesterday? All right, I forget, but give it to us again.
Kelsey, 10 catches, 100
Whoa.
yards, 2 touchdowns, MVP. Kansas City, 24. San Fran, 23.
24-23. All right, Klemic.
All right, here we go. I'm going to color up too. All right, we're going to go the Chiefs 32, Niners 28, but the the Chiefs taking 3 knees at the end of the game and just the place going wild. Taking 3 knees at the end, run the timeout. That's how it's going to end.
Will Travis Kelce be taking a knee?
Oh.
What's the prop bet on that? Hey, I'm giving you all.
At the 13-yard line.
At the 13-yard line. Hey,
Ryan, what do you think, man?
here's what I got. I do not have the Chiefs winning by 13, but I do have them winning. 27-21 Chiefs goes over by half a point.
How about that? 27-21 Chiefs. Looks like everybody's taking it. Most people are taking the Chiefs.
Wow.
How about you, Josh?
I think Josh, your feelings might be hurt.
Oh, I don't get hurt by this kind of stuff. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. No, listen, if I'm the only person picking the Niners, that's okay. I was telling Nick Earnshaw, I would rather be wrong for the right reasons than be right for the wrong reasons. And everything football-wise tells me the 49ers should win this game. I think the Chiefs are a flawed team. I think they're a team that's taken advantage of other teams making mistakes this year. I think the 49ers win if they don't make mistakes. Now, Dave Klemic mentioned about Purdy throwing interceptions. Yes, if Purdy throws interceptions, they'll lose the game. But I think Purdy's going to be a game manager. Give me 49ers 27-24.
27-24, the only Niner. All right, Danny Ryan, back at the studio. What say you?
Yeah, I personally disagree with what Josh just said there. I think the 49ers have been making mistakes in both of their playoff games so far. So give me the Chiefs in this one. I'm going Chiefs 35, 49ers 27. Got to go for Kelce and Mahomes. But no, I think the 49ers have been skating by. I mean, barely getting by the Packers. Had to, a miraculous second half comeback against the Lions to beat them. So I think if Brock Purdy goes down early, he's going to be no match for this Chiefs pass defense.
All right, Anthony from the Auto Zone came in. Anthony, give us your prediction, buddy.
It's really hard to go against Mahomes, but I like to fade the public, so I'm going to take the 49ers.
Another 49er. All right. I'm going to say the Chiefs win this game, and I think the Chiefs win. I think they win 30-27.
Wow.
Wow, man. Fastest 2 hours of radio, Brian.
Great time. Great time.
Once again, condolences to you and your family. Plus your brother. Thinking about him today. Thank you for everything you do for the show. Dave Klemic, thank you so much for being a part of the locker room for the last 18 weeks. We really appreciate it. We're
It's been a
gonna
great
miss
season.
you, but we'll have you in from time to time.
Okay.
Josh,
You won't miss
always, Josh, as always, thank you so much for everything you do. Danny Ryan back to the studio. Of course, Nikki Earnshaw and Andrew Leeds. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Are you already doing digital advertising sales?